What's up, Gemini? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. So, guys, I really just wanted to say, well, one, happy birthday to all of you. I know I wished it to you earlier this month, but I hope you guys have been having a blast. I hope you really enjoyed it and, had a lot of fun with friends and family. But I'm proud of you guys. And I say that because, like I said earlier, every time, it's someone's birthday, whatever sign that is, I always allow them to choose two bonus readings that they'll get. And no matter what topic I put, even though I already put out love readings, regardless every month, everyone always chooses love. And I don't mind it because, love is great. But I feel like there's so much more to life than love. And you guys are the first signs that are like, screw that. What's my life purpose? And what am I getting this money? So I like that attitude. Because I feel like love can just be dragged sometimes. So I just really like that you guys broke that mold. I never knew if there was going to be a sign that did, but you guys are awesome for that. And I cannot wait to do those readings. They'll be out soon, okay? So look out for those. But okay, guys, this is your mid-month reading. So let's take a look and see what's happening with the current energies that you have around you. Whatever comes out, comes out. This could be love, finance, family, whatever it is that I see in the cards. And this will be for Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. If there are any of you that would like to get a personal reading with me, I always leave the information for that at the bottom of all of my videos. All right? So let's see what's going on. What is happening with the sign of Gemini? Past, present, and future. Okay, guys. Okay, so the energy that we have here is the Lover's card in the reverse. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean a breakup. It's a fallout or an argument that you can be getting into someone who's really important. Usually people have a misconception that the Lover's card automatically has to be just, an intimate sort of relationship. But this is just anyone that we're close to. This is anyone that, your heart is attached to. It could be a parent. It could be a sibling. It could be a cousin, a friend, okay? But there's going to be some sort of dispute or some sort of fallout that you may have with a person. Okay, and it's because of something that you realize or something that comes out, but you guys are okay throughout all of this because there's still a sense of unfinished business here where I feel like you're able to work things out with the Eight of Swords in reverse and have this sense of clarity. There could just be a bump in the road while you're finding that clarity. Now, going into your past, we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. This is that point where we start to get over something that could have made us feel betrayed or something that just kind of had a harsh ending, something that we probably would have been better off not dealing with, but we get past it. This is when you start to wake up and it's like, oh my God, I feel like I can breathe again. I haven't been crying all day. I'm not beating myself up for this anymore. Okay. Why is this Ten of Swords in the reverse here? We have the King of Cups in the reverse, so maybe for some of you, you were dealing with the water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. But this is an energy of somebody that could be a player or someone that could just be emotionally unstable. Okay, so maybe a boss or an authority figure around you that, just goes off the rails sometimes. But it's someone who's usually pretty good around people. They're just, in a shadow element. And you have the High Priestess. So whatever this is, one, it could have been something that you saw as wish fulfillment that may not have happened, but you released the burden of it, even though you could feel a loss. But whatever it is that was going on here with the High Priestess, you were completely aware. This is something that you did not have to, see proof. You didn't need to see text messages. You didn't have to, just get messages online or see pictures. This is just your heart and soul knew that something had gone down. All right. Or maybe you just knew that something wasn't going to work. Now, the next card here is the Strength card. And I do want to say, I say this in every video, but just for the new viewers, all of these energies could be transferable. I know sometimes people get on my case and they're like, Lissette, no, that was all them. This is all transferable. Could be happening to you or you doing it to someone. Now, with the Strength card, maybe possibly you're dealing with a Leo, but this is that sense of resiliency after getting through a tough time. Okay, at that point where you feel like you can breathe again and you can move forward from whatever this was. When we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse, you just knew that there was something that was a waste of time and effort. So you move past it. You put your best face forward. And you have the Two of Cups. So that's really beautiful. So you can, because of something that did not work out for you the way that you may have expected, you either come towards a very close relationship to you. So, this could be a card about soulmates, but soulmates come in different forms. It could be a friend that you get very close to. It could be, a new relationship that you get into, or maybe even a new job, but it's coming into union with something that really feels right for you. So you felt something was a waste of time, but you still had something very good come in your life. Or maybe it could have been, for some of you, something that felt very strong, but you felt like it was a waste of time. With the Nine of Swords, this is that mental anguish that we put ourselves through when we're worried about something. Creating all these scenarios in our head. And maybe it doesn't even exist. Maybe we're thinking of things that haven't happened. But it's like putting yourself through torment with where your mind can go. Losing sleep over this. And we have the Knight of Cups. So it could be in regards to a Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio. Or just something that you were very emotionally attached to, that you wanted to move forward with. A situation where you were readily able to wear your heart on your sleeve with something. But something here is not working. Maybe it's with a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or something that has to do with work, with the King of Pentacles being here. All right? It could have possibly been a third-party situation if this is within love, or a group that you had to have a fallout with, or maybe a job that you walked away from. But something that you felt you put a lot of time and investment into, but it didn't work out. For those of you that could have been dealing with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, this is them in a low shadow, element. And me, being an earth sign, when you have us in the reverse, we're annoying, okay? I'll put that right out there. I'll be humble enough to say it. So this is just someone who's super stubborn, really freaking petty. They're just taking things to the next level, and they're impossible to deal with. Okay, but this is something that had to happen, and that puts you on a path where you're actually opening yourself up to expansion. All right, sometimes gifts come to us in the form of crap, so that could have definitely been that sort of situation. And we have the Seven of Swords in the reverse, so there was something that came to light. Someone was being shady about something, or a secret came out. Okay, and this is something that had you worried. But you were still good, although there was a sense of something that you needed to close out that you could have been having difficulty closing out. Now, in the present moment, guys, we have the World card in the reverse. So there's a chapter in your life that's about to close. It's something new that you're going to get into. But this is a sense of not being quite there. All right. Or maybe there's a sense of closure that you feel that you need, or maybe you're just not ready to end this chapter. Okay, so let's see why this is here. And guys, I really apologize for the sniffling. I'm trying to fight off a cold right now. We have the Knight of Swords. So you're still feeling good. You're in a place where you're focused. You're thinking logically about this, being super intellectual about this. And you have the King of Swords in the reverse. So something that is not closed out. But right now, especially with the King of Swords in the reverse here, you're at a point where you are going to put yourself first, but it can be done in one of two ways. Maybe someone has pushed you to the point, or something has pushed you to the point where you're going to be, you're going to have your back against the wall, and it's kind of like shouting out, like, you know what? This is all about me at this point. If there's anything detrimental coming into my life, if there's somebody that doesn't have the best intention for me, then I'm out. So this is just focusing on yourself. And it could be long overdue. Maybe you've been doing things for other people, because with Geminis, you guys love people. And you guys like making people happy. It's something that genuinely, makes you feel good. So this is something that you're moving forward, but you're being selfish. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. That's just putting yourself first. But there are going to be some Geminis that could be putting themselves first in a malicious and, distastefully selfish sort of way. So you just have to know which side of the spectrum you fall on. And the only thing I would say here is just be aware of the energy that you're putting out, because karma is real and things always come back. So that's why I always try to check myself and look in the mirror and say, Lissette, do you like who you are right now? Would you be okay if this happened to you, okay, in a month, in a year? So just keep that in mind. The next card that we have here, guys, is the Five of Cups. So a loss that you're feeling here with the Five of Cups. But with this card, the most important thing to realize is that you're focusing on something that you're letting go of. You're not focusing on what there is to gain. And most tarot decks, and let me see if this one has it. Yes. So if you guys look closely here, at the top there's 2 cups, all right, that are filled. At the bottom, 3 cups that have poured over. So this is crying over spilled milk, all right? Something that could feel a bit heavy on you, but don't forget that you still have things going well for you in your life. You still have places that you can grow in. You still have things that you can do and move forward with. All right, we have the Eight of Wands. This is talking, this is communication, this is action, this is reciprocation. All right, this is things happening and things being on the move. All right, and you have the Eight of Swords in the reverse. Y'all are focused. Maybe there's something here that didn't work out, or something that you're putting a lot of effort into that you feel isn't working out for you. Okay, maybe for a few of you, a betrayal that you feel, or someone that's being maybe a boss or somebody that feels that they have authority over you, just being a dick, all right, just being an ass. But this is going to cause a new start that has the potential of longevity here, or, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords. But with the Ace of Swords here, this is telling me that this cannot happen unless there's unnecessary things in your life that you cut out, okay? But there's things happening. And with the Eight of Swords in the reverse, you're seeing things for what it is. If there's anything holding you back, or anyone holding you back, your blindfold is off. All right? You don't feel like your back is pressed against the wall. You know which direction you have to move in. You have clarity in a situation that you're dealing with. All right? And we have the Emperor. So for some of you, maybe you're dealing with an Aries or a Virgo. Or maybe you're finally putting together, and I don't want to say finally because I'm sure a lot of you do this all the time, but this is someone that is going to put together all the past experiences that they've had in life, okay? And they're going to make a very logical and wise decision based on everything that they've gone through. You've done this dance before, so what's the logical thing to do? The only thing that I would say that could be a downfall with this person is that I would say 98% of the time, the Emperor, female or male, this is somebody that is usually right, okay? But they have that sense of stubbornness if it's that 2% chance that they're not right with something and they're still running with it. So this is someone very wise and very sure of themselves. We have the Page of Cups in the reverse. And we get one more card here. And the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So somebody here is taking this very strong stance, and there's a fallout that you're having. There's something that you're moving away from, or maybe something that you're losing emotions for. But with the Page of Cups in the reverse, maybe a water sign stops talking to you, or you stop talking to them. But if you are still in communication with whatever this involves, then that just means that somebody's just not being genuine here. Okay, this is kind of like that pillow talk thing where we're in the heat of the moment with someone and we make all these promises and say all these beautiful things. But then we wake up the next morning or we go to work and it's just like, ooh, why'd I say that? Okay, you put yourself in a different mindset. So it could definitely be that. I definitely see somebody being overly emotional here, though, that something didn't work, but I don't see it being you guys. All right. I see this being someone that you may have affected, or maybe you're leaving a job, they're upset about that, or you leaving a group of friends, or just leaving something behind. Now, moving forward, the first card that we have is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. So, off bat, the generic definition of this would be, okay, you can be dealing with a playboy or a playgirl, right? So, it could be that, especially if it's a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius. But with the Knight of Wands, and let me just fix this. With the Knight of Wands in the reverse, this could also be someone that is the life of the party, but they are unreliable. They help you invite people. They help you, set up. They help you buy stuff for the party. But then they have a blast, get blacked out drunk, and they don't help with anything else. The stuff that actually matters, which is the aftermath, okay? Somebody that is a good seller or, a very good employee at work, but they show up late all the time. That sort of thing. So there's a sense of instability here, whether it's with you or someone around you. But again, you still have that new start that could really have the potential to last a long time, and a burden that you're releasing. So if anything, maybe it's somebody that's upset with you, especially if it's that fire energy. And you guys have the Nine of Pentacles. So for some of you, you could be falling out of a relationship, all right, and maybe having a new start, but having that bit of a gray area where you're in the process of letting someone go, and then you're also in the process of starting something new, but there's that tiny bit of overlap where you might not look so good, okay, or maybe the person that you're dealing with might not look so good because of that gray area. But whatever this is, you're still strong, you're still self-sufficient in regards of money. You're really able to build yourself and stand on your feet. You have the Six of Wands in the reverse, where there's something that you don't have victory with, or something that you don't feel proud of, but you made the right call here, all right? Something that you want as wish fulfillment is coming in, and you guys are really, really happy. It's just that whatever it is that you're getting, at the same time that you're really happy about it, there's something that it's like you're kind of mourning in your heart, okay? So something really good is happening in exchange for something bad that you had to go through. And it doesn't have to be something morbid. It doesn't have to be something that's going to take over your life. But kind of like that catch-22. You gain something, but you have to lose something. All right. Now, the next card we have is the Magician. So just with these cards coming out, guys, there's really this sense of independence that I feel, even if there's someone who's strongly attached to you, where you have the ability to manifest whatever it is that you want. Your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, that job you want to go for, that person you want to go for, shoot your shot. All right, you have the ability. You're making things happen here. And we have the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Something that you're manifesting, but there's still that unstable energy, that emotional energy around you. Let's see why she is here, or it could be he as well. And we have the Four of Swords. So, again, there's something that you're getting that you've really been desiring. But then there's something that you don't necessarily feel proud of, or you feel like you could have done better, or won in a better way, or just had better results. Okay, so there's definitely a transformation that's happening here. And that's why I also want to bring out the solar eclipse. My friends and I were actually talking about it the other day. And there's just been this sense of change in the air. I can't explain it. I know that as a tarot reader, that's something that people probably tell you all the time. It sounds really cliche, but no, everything is just heightened for me lately. My emotions, my intuition, just things are super heightened. And I just feel like for everyone, there's going to be a shift that's happening. But it's going to be different for everybody the way it comes about. With the solar eclipse, what that means is transparency with things that we're dealing with, being able to see clearly, who is what, and what we're doing, and just being able to understand it. But this is also a time for transformation. Okay, think of summer solstice for what it is. It's celebrating, the one day of the year that we have the most amount of day. Okay, light being out. So there's really going to be things where light is shed upon in your life. Okay, circumstances, people. So for some of you, this is going to be a comfortable transition where you're just like, oh, that makes sense. Thank you, universe. This is great. For others of you, it might be that bump in the road where you have to kind of get out of the car and make sure that your tires are still good, but they are. So this is going to be a transference. You guys know what I mean. But there's going to be a transference of energy that's coming in. And just realize that whatever this is, it's going to put you in a better place. So even if initially it feels uncomfortable, it's, there's a much bigger picture behind it. This is all for the greater good for you. Now we have, as the last card here, the Moon card in the reverse. So clarity, that aha moment. If there's any secrets that came out, if, there was any trouble that you guys had, this is that moment of healing. And this is under the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So this could be when you're finally healing from whatever it was that came out unexpectedly. All right, but let's see why this Moon card in the reverse is here. We have the Three of Cups in the reverse. And we have the Fool card in the reverse. And we have the Devil card. All right, so for some of you, straight up, it could be seeing a side of a partner that you were hoping you didn't see. Okay, or maybe that you're hoping they didn't see. So for some of you, it could be a third-party situation where you're realizing this is not a good idea. For others of you, you get clarity. You know that something isn't worth the risk. So you kind of withdraw yourself. You're on your own in a sense. With this card, because this could be a card of celebration when it's in the upright, going out, partying, social gatherings, things like that. So you could just be choosing to focus on yourself, but with a more heightened understanding of life and what's going on around you. But for others of you, it could be that sense of really just wanting to be on your own. For a small number of you, it could be a sense of feeling a bit depressed. But I don't want this energy to stay with you guys too long because, again, this is all happening for the greater good. All right? There's something here that could be toxic for you that may not work for you, but you'll still have a new start. Once you wake up and you're aware of something. With the Hermit card in the reverse, this is someone who is extremely wise, but they're moving forward with something without having all the facts. All right? But with the Hierophant, the universe has your back, guys. This is something that was meant to happen. Okay? So you could stop working on something, maybe you move away from somebody, but with the Hierophant, you're being pushed to a higher place because of this. So don't cry over spilled milk. There's still more coming in. So let's get some cards of advice for you guys. I'm going to draw 3 cards just to see, anything that the universe wants to let you know. Give me 3 cards of advice for the sign of Gemini. 3 cards of advice for the sign of Gemini. June 2018, mid-month. You have the Page of Pentacles. I'll leave that out. We have the Tower card. Wheel of Fortune. Hierophant in the reverse. Okay, so let's talk about it. This is good, guys. Okay. It might not come in the easiest form, but this is actually beautiful. Because with change and discomfort, that brings us to a place where we have to change. We have to go to a place where we have to better ourselves. Okay, when there's that discomfort with things just changing in our lives. So here's what's happening. There could be someone in your life that's fake or dishonest, or an energy that's just not working for you. For some of you, it could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. For others of you, something that you were just very emotionally attached to. Okay. But what's happening here is with this Three of Wands in the reverse, there's something that is not going to continue moving forward. Either you stop waiting on this, or it's a situation that you just don't want to expand with anymore. But because of that happening, even if you're solo for a little bit, this makes you very wise. You're cutting out something that was detrimental to your growth. You have the Death card and you have the World card. The Death card and the World card, guys, that's beautiful. All right. This is the type of energy where you're going into a completely new chapter in your life. And yes, there's going to be change there. And sometimes change could be scary. Okay. But this is something that's really going to suit you. Now, let's start here with the Hierophant. This card is probably my favorite card in the deck. And whether it's in the upright or in the reverse, I'm always grateful for it. Because what it means to me is that the universe interfered with your life to get you on track. There was something here that was unconventional. There was something here that you had to fall away from. Something that wasn't going to work. Something that is not on your divine path. And because of this change, because of that tower moment that you have, where it's just like, okay, the ground beneath me is shaking. I lost something that maybe I wanted in my life for a while, or that I thought was for the greater good, or that I thought was really just great for me. But because I'm losing this, and the universe decided to, step into my life, I'm starting new. Something's going to happen where I feel like I won the lottery. Where I just feel so happy and I feel so lucky and I feel like the universe is really favoring me. And for some of you, this could be going towards a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. For others of you, you're building something, but the energy around whatever it is that you're building, whatever idea it is that you have or what you're going towards, this is my favorite approach towards things. And it's not because it's an earth energy. It's because as a person, I like good things in my life to last a long time. I like to build my foundation on something sturdy and something that feels good for me. So here, you're really taking your time. You are doing all your research. All right, you're looking at every corner of this to see if there's any loopholes in your plan or something that could, sink instead of float. And because you take this approach, whatever it is that you're going towards or whatever is about to happen for you, the probability of it really succeeding goes way up. Okay, when we go into things rushed or anxious, most likely that's how things turned out. In a way that is going to make you anxious. In a way that it doesn't really work all the time. But when we take our time, when we stop and smell the flowers, that's when we can really see the beauty of life. And the beauty of what we're able to manifest within ourselves when we just slow things down for a second and really take a logical and realistic approach. But this is good. All right, so the universe is conspiring to give you everything that you need. So don't dwell too much on what it is that you have to lose or what it is that you guys have to walk away from, because you're going to have the world in the palm of your hands. All right, this is really beautiful, guys, and I'm so happy to see such a positive reading, around your birthday time. But Gemini, I love you, and I will be putting your readings up before the end of July. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can know when that goes up. All right, guys, I will check with you soon. Take care.